Hey guys, right here I have a 2015 BMW 220i Gran Tourer luxury line. And today I'm going to make a startup and full vehicle tour video of it, show you the features inside and out. So here is the key fob. Let's go ahead and start it up first. You do have welcome lights as you unlock the car if you leave the light switch on automatic. And as you can see, the side mirrors are currently folded out upon locking the car and pressing and hold on the lock button. The side mirrors automatically fold in, and upon unlocking, the side mirrors automatically fold out again. Also, if you press and hold on the unlock button, you're able to roll down all four windows simultaneously, and to roll them back up together, just press and hold on the lock button. Very convenient in this hot weather. The 220i Gran Tourer luxury line in Malaysia does come standard with BMW's Comfort Access system, which is basically BMW's version of a smart keyless entry and start system. So, just have the key fob on yourself. The car is currently unlocked. Press this ribbed area to lock the car. Long press the ribbed area to fold the side mirrors in. And to unlock the car, just tap the area behind the door handles. With that smart keyless entry comes push button start. So to start the 2 Series Gran Tourer, make sure the key fob is inside the car. Put your foot on the brake and press the start button to the left of the steering wheel. The rack and pinion power steering system in the F46 2 Series Gran Tourer gets an electric setup. A leather-wrapped sports steering wheel with sport grips at the 10 and 2 o'clock positions is standard on the luxury line. iSIN's 8-speed automatic is the only transmission you can get with the 220i Gran Tourer in Malaysia. The transmission does feature sport mode and steptronic manual shifting via the plus and minus down by the gear lever. Shifting into reverse activates the reverse camera together with the front and rear parking sensors and its diagram, all of which are standard and are displayed on the 6.5-inch iDrive display. The passenger side mirror also tilts down to curb view. The reverse camera does have guidance lines to help in reversing. Using the iDrive controller, you can select several options from the row of menus to the left. From top to bottom, you can activate the Parking Assistant automatic parking function, turn on or off the reverse camera, adjust the brightness and contrast of the reverse camera display, as well as turn on or off the guidance lines and obstacle markings. Just below the climate control panel on the dashboard, there are a row of switches that perform various functions. To the far left, there is the button that allows you to turn on or off the parking sensors. To the far right is the button if pressed once activates the vehicle's traction control system, and if pressed longer deactivates the vehicle's stability control system. In the middle, you can find the toggle switch for the performance control driving modes, which lets you choose between Eco Pro for efficiency, Comfort for everyday driving, and Sport for a spirited drive. In terms of safety, the 220i Gran Tourer luxury line gets 6 airbags, anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution and brake assist, dynamic stability control, dynamic traction control, dynamic brake lights, tire pressure monitoring system, and mobilizer, and ISOFIX child seat anchor points for the rear seats. Now, let's turn on the hazards, lights, front and rear fog lights, take a look at the engine, and roll down the driver's side window. Pull the bonnet release lever once to pop the bonnet open, and pull it a second time to release the catch holding the bonnet to the body of the car. Courtesy of the luxury line trim is a set of 17-inch multi-spoke style 481 light alloy rims. The rims on this car are wrapped in Michelin Prima C3 205/55 R17 run flat tires. For the brakes, ventilated discs can be found front and rear. The suspension gets McPherson struts in front and a multi-link setup out back. In 2014, BMW went against their tradition of building only rear-wheel drive vehicles by releasing the F45 2 Series Active Tourer. The Active Tourer was BMW's first front-wheel drive vehicle, first multi-purpose vehicle, and first transversely mounted front-engine vehicle. Despite being in the shape of a multi-purpose vehicle, the Active Tourer could only carry 5 people. This limitation was solved in 2015 by the debut of the F46 2 Series Gran Tourer, the 7-seater counterpart to the Active Tourer. The front half of the Gran Tourer from the B-pillar onwards is essentially shared with the Active Tourer, with the difference being from the rear half as the Gran Tourer gets longer rear doors with integrated quarter windows, a more upright rear end, and slimmer rear lights. To accommodate the extra row of seats, the Gran Tourer's wheelbase has been stretched by 110mm over the Active Tourer's wheelbase. Under the bonnet of the 220i Gran Tourer is BMW's all-new B48A20 M0 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine. This engine displaces 1,998 cubic centimeters, and it features a dual overhead cams, 16 valves, inline-4 layout with BMW's twin-power turbo technology, which combines a twin-scroll turbocharger with Valvetronic, double Vanos, and high-precision injection. For the Gran Tourer, this engine produces 189 horsepower at 4700 rpm and 280 Nm of torque between 1250 and 4600 rpm. The Century Sprint takes 7.6 seconds from a standstill onto a top speed of 221 km per hour. The fuel tank measures 61 litres and the combined fuel consumption for the 220i Gran Tourer automatic is 6.2 litres per 100 km. Carbon dioxide emissions is 144 grams per kilometre and the Gran Tourer is front-wheel drive. June 2015 saw the debut of the 2 Series Gran Tourer in Malaysia. Only one variant is available to buy so far, and that is the fully imported from Germany 220i Gran Tourer luxury line automatic. Exterior features of the 220i Gran Tourer luxury line includes automatic auto-leveling full LED projector headlights, automatic wipers, LED daytime running lights, LED rear lights, LED rear number plate lights, cornering lights, front and rear fog lights, front and rear parking sensors, parking assistant, indicators on the auto-dimming side mirrors, body-colored door handles and side mirrors, chrome finish for the kidney grille, front air inlets and rear apron, chrome line exterior, and dual chrome exhaust pipes. Right here you do have the button to operate your powered rear hatch, some storage, and a bottle holder. Right up here you do have your mirror controls, window controls. All of the windows in this car are fully automatic in both directions, and you do have your window lock right here as well. Right next to the interior door handle on the driver's side you do have a set of central locking buttons, and right here you do have a speaker. To the right of the headlight switch, you do have the lever to adjust the brightness of the interior at night. And right down here, you do have a bit of storage. BMW luxury door sills for the front. And the driver's seat in this 220i Gran Tourer luxury line does get full powered adjustments. With all of your controls located down here, you do have 2% memory as well. Alright. So let's go ahead and see how she revs. The 220i Gran Tourer does come standard with a dual zone automatic climate control system with all of your controls located down here. It is quite simple to use. You do have your fan speed in the middle, different modes. Sync means if you have it turned on, the driver's side will control the temperature for both sides, but if you turn it off, each side will have their individual temperature controls. You do have your off button right here. Driver's side temperature with your maximum air conditioning button, air conditioning, recirculation, passenger side temperature with your automatic button, as well as your front and rear defrost off to the far left. You do have a bit of storage right in here. And right down here you do have the Gran Tourer's electronic parking brake. It is currently engaged. To disengage it, put your foot on the brake and push the lever down. To engage it, simply pull the lever back up. The 220i Gran Tourer does come standard with BMW's navigation system head unit and hi-fi loudspeaker system. This setup features a 6.5-inch color display, various media connectivity options, navigation, an iDrive controller, and 7 speakers for the sound system producing 205 watts of power. I must say, for a stock sound system, the speakers in the Gran Tourer do sound quite good. I have covered many iDrive walkthroughs before, so I will not go through the system in this car, but as a quick recap, the 6.5-inch display right above is controlled using your set of controls located down the center console right next to the gear lever. You do have this knob in the middle that goes up, down, left, right, scrolls to the left, scrolls to the right, and clicks down for enter. You also do have your media, radio, menu, telephone, and navigation shortcut buttons, as well as your back and option buttons. You also do have your set of controls on the dashboard itself, with your different mode selection button, your FM AM selection button under the band button, volume and power knob, your 8 shortcut buttons. You can program these 8 buttons to store, say, your favorite contact, your favorite navigation address, your favorite radio station, so on and so forth. You also do have your seat track buttons right here. Front quarter windows, central locking, and as shown earlier, this car does have power folding side mirrors. On the steering wheel, the left spoke houses your cruise control and speed limiter controls, while the right spoke houses your audio controls with a volume, your different mode selection button, your seat track wheel, your on-hook off-hook button for the Bluetooth telephone system, as well as your voice control button. Help!
To hear the voice commands in the table displayed, say voice commands. To obtain general information on voice inputs, say help with voice.
Now, if you activated the voice control system and you did not know what to say, just ask for help and the system will walk you through the list of available commands. On the right stalk, you do have your wiper controls, and if you locate the button at the end of the wiper stalk, you can activate your automatic wipers. On the left stalk, you do have your indicator controls, and the button at the end of the indicator stalk allows you to control the multi-information display located within the instrument cluster. Right now you do have the range, average fuel consumption, average speed, date, engine temperature, turning the display off, just displaying the time, and back to your range. Within that display right above, you do have your gear position, and down below from left to right, you do have your outside temperature, mileage, and trip meter. The steering wheel in this car is tilt and telescopic. You adjust it using this lever right here. And to the right of the engine start-stop button, you do have the button to turn on or off the vehicle's automatic start-stop system. If you do have the system activated, the engine will momentarily shut off when you arrive at a stop, such as a traffic light or a traffic jam, to save the extra bit of petrol or diesel, depending on what the car is running on. You do have a couple of cup holders right here. One of the cup holders is actually being taken up by an ashtray or storage area, depending on what you use it for. And you can remove it if you do not wish to have this here. But Down here, you do have a cigarette lighter or a power outlet, again depending on what you use it for. Adjustable center armrest with storage. More storage down here together with your auxiliary and USB ports, and a power outlet. Auto dimming rear view mirror, and you do have your interior lights right above. They are LED powered. Sun visor for the driver's side does get a vanity mirror and a couple of LED lights. And the driver does get a grip handle. Alright. So I guess that's it for the startup. We can turn it off right now. And continue with the rest of the tour. You do have some storage down there together with a bottle holder. Your window control is right here together with a speaker and a bit more storage. To gain access to the last row of seats, locate this lever, pull it, flip the seat back forward, then move the whole seat forward. Now that I am in the last row of seats, the middle row seats are actually in their furthest back position. There is not much room back here. I am actually sitting at an awkward position. Not much room to stretch out my feet underneath the middle row seats either, and I do not get any headroom at all. I actually have to bend my head down just to fit in here. But I guess if you do want a bit more legroom for the last row of seats, you can always move the middle row seats forward a bit, so you can adjust whether you want the last row of passengers to have more legroom or more boot space, or you can have less boot space and more legroom for the middle row passengers. Now, to go back out, pull the same lever, and again repeat the same process and then climb back out. You do have BMW door sills for the back. To fold the last row of seats in the 2 Series Gran Tourer, just go towards the seat backs itself, locate the two levers, pull it, and flip the seat back down. As simple as that. Now to fold the middle row seats in the 2 Series Gran Tourer, there are actually two ways to get around to doing that. The first way is via the buttons on either sides of the boot. Just pull it. The middle row seats automatically flip forward. Now the second way is via the straps on the seat bases itself. Now pull it and then flip the seat back down. As simple as that. Now that I'm in the middle row seat, I did set the driver's seat to a position that I would feel comfortable in. I'm about 5'7", which is about 1.7 meters tall, and as mentioned earlier on, the middle row seats are actually set in their furthest back position. You do have levers underneath the seat base which allows you to move the middle row seats according to your liking. But with the furthest back position and the driver's seat in a position that I would feel comfortable in, I do get quite a bit of room to stretch out my feet underneath the driver's seat. I do get slightly more than this in terms of leg room. And in terms of headroom, I do get about this much. You can also adjust the angle of the seat back so you can have it more upright or more laid back depending on what you prefer. You also do have storage pockets on the front seat backs as well as little cutouts on the front seat backs to help with a bit of leg room if you ever do need more of it, if you will. You do get aircon vents down below together with a power outlet. And you do get an armrest for the middle row with storage and a couple of cup holders. You do get grip handles on the ceiling with hooks for both sides at the back. And you do get your interior lights for the rear right above. Again, they are LED powered. There are 4 ways to open the powered rear hatch in the 2 Series Gran Tourer. The first way is via the button on the key fob. The second way is via the button inside the cabin that I showed you earlier on. The third way is via the touchpad beneath the BMW badge on the rear hatch itself. And the fourth and last way works in conjunction with comfort access. By having the key fob on yourself and walking towards the rear bumper, a simple swing of your foot under the rear bumper will also open up the rear hatch. With all the rear seats in place, the Gran Tourer's boot measures 145 litres. Fold down the last row of seats and boot space expands to 560 litres. With all the rear seats folded, boot space then increases to 1820 litres. There is a cargo cover that can be used when the last row of seats are folded to keep items secure, and when all the rear seats are up, the cargo cover can be stored underneath the boot floor. On both sides of the boot, you do have hooks to hang items on, storage straps and storage areas. To the right of the boot, there is a power outlet. Just like opening, there are 4 ways of closing the powered rear hatch in the 2 Series Gran Tourer. You do have adjustable headrests for all 3 rows of seats in this car. You do have a bit of storage right here together with your window control and your speaker, and down below you do have more storage together with a bottle holder. The front passenger seat in this car does get full powered adjustments as well. It just loses out on the memory settings as found on the driver's side. Nicely sized glove box. Grip handle for the front passenger. And the front passenger's sun visor does get a vanity mirror and a couple of LED lights as well. Alright, so let's start it up with the door closed. Alright, so that's it for the startup and full vehicle tour video of this 2015 BMW 220i Gran Tourer luxury line. Thanks for watching and goodbye.